the cover has already been facilitated.
Correct. Now, just briefly, I'll end here. I'm not going to go further with this. This document I'll make available. I'll drop it in the description later so you can download this and read it for yourself. But the Aberdeen family business is owned by the Muslim World League, which, just by sheer coincidence, happens to be Saudi Arabia's global organization that promotes Wahhabi Islam, Islamic supremacy, and Sharia law worldwide. Now notice, the same family business of the Aberdeens shares an office at 46 Goodge Street in London. So when you Google for this, the Muslim World League, you get the same address as Huma Aberdeen's family business. They just happen to be sitting at the same desks. No connection whatsoever. Your thoughts on that?
I think they'll be coming out next week where I'll probably be a little bit more vocal.
So, Institute of Muslim Minority Affairs, 46 Goodge Street, London, and then you have a look here, the Muslim World League.
It just kind of, just thinking about it, this kind of reminds me of when, what was his name, Lee Harvey Oswald was handing out leaflets about anti-communist or pro-communist material. I forget which one it was, or pro-Cuban or pro-communist. I forget the narrative, I remember it vaguely, but it was stamped with an address which is the same office as... there's a conflict of interest, but it was coming out of the same office. I think you'll probably find that with something like Oliver Stone's done.
Right. So guys, like Sharia and subscribe if you like the video. Okay. I'm going to stop this report here. So yeah, guys, hopefully this has been helpful. I'm going to continue with this now. I'm going to continue with this presentation just for a couple of minutes. I'm going to call it a day very shortly. I'll open it up to a couple of questions and call it a night. Okay. So a few minutes more, Thunderous?
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much. That's kind of heavy material, isn't it?
Yeah. So indirectly, so we have some direct connections. I think I've just shown you now some very solid direct connections to the president. Okay, to the president's wife, Barack Obama, and others. But we're getting to that. Now they indirectly manipulate the media. They propagandize the American educational system to the detriment of national interest. Now, this is going to be something else, Muslim Brotherhood Part 2, propaganda and funding. I will go into that another time. Have I heard about the Islamophobic bill passed in the US by a certain woman who was a refugee from Somalia? Yeah, heard about that. So, they've sunk billions of dollars into universities for Islamic dawah since 2011. That's the earliest that I could find the funding numbers, okay? Because the numbers were forced to be reported at that time. They've placed their agents in the US government, amongst others Huma Aberdeen, who happens to be working, as we saw, for the Saudi Arabian government. She's a mole in the US government for the Saudi Arabian government. Right, now, Americans are pro-Israel, so we'll end here in a moment. Now, notice, US policy is pro-Israel because Americans are pro-Israel, not because of AIPAC. That is a lie, okay? The whole AIPAC thing, right? US citizens like Israel. Therefore, they support Israel. It's not due to AIPAC's lobbying. AIPAC does not have a stranglehold. They like them. Excellent. Thank you, Ben Yosef. Ben Yosef has liked and sharia'd this video. So please sharia and like the video. Make jihad on that like button. Beat it blue, please. So, American sympathies in Mideast conflict. So understand there's huge support. Notice the Palestinian support is very low. Okay? Very, very low. 12% here. And neither no opinion, but notice Israeli support, 64% of Americans, nearly 70% like Israel. Okay? So American sympathies for Israel match an all-time high. They don't like Islam. Okay? And no amount of lobbying is going to change that. Adrian Deku says, Shariad, Rob Christian on a Discord I got banned, was a Christian Discord. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, look, yeah, that's a discussion for another time. So guys, I'm going to end in a couple of slides. So give me a moment. I am going to see where I am. And okay, so I'm going to end in about 3 slides. The structure of the Arab lobby. So you have the Arab lobby, okay, which is really, technically it's the Muslim lobby, right? But it's really, that's funded mostly by the Arabs, controlled by the Saudis, right? And then you've got these Arabists, these pro-Arabists, right? Then you've got the oil industry and, of course, defense contractors. Then you've got the influence with the academics. The Arabists would be these are, let's say, academics and people in media and so on, business. And you've got former government officials. They hire a lot of former government officials. Okay? Then you've got Arab Americans, Islamic groups, and stupid Christians. Forgive my French there, but stupid Christians. Now, Muslims Do they have no money and no power? Well, let's find out. So, a man called Dennett says in 2017, they contacted every single senator. So this is a very interesting report. The link is here. So this is a group. They contact every single senator as well as all those who are on the appropriations committees. He did some research. Okay. He says the Muslims contacted every senator as well as those who are on the appropriations committees, the foreign affairs committees, and the armed services committees multiple times. Those who are directly making decisions about whether or not arms deals, multi-billion-dollar arms deals, are going to go through with the government. But the other side of it is a massive PR campaign, and that's very much focused on pushing Saudi Arabia's reform agenda and portraying them as a valuable ally within the Middle East. So they have been phoning everybody. Carl Brown says, I don't mean to be that guy, but all this talk of money flowing around reminds me of the Bible verse, the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Yes, correct. Iran has no money. Money talks in DC. Well, XYZ, you'll be happy to know that the official amount of money spent on lobbying by Iran up to like 2019 was $86, if I remember. $86 in 10 years. They don't have a lot of money. They spend $10 a year, for the last 10 years. $10. That's probably not true because that money's not recorded. They wash that money. You see, if it's paid directly, that's got to be recorded. But if you give it to your cousin Joey, who gives it to his friend Jimmy at the bakery, who then donates it, you see, then it's internal American money. They can send $1 billion. It doesn't have to be recorded because it's all internal. It's not foreign lobbying money. Yeah?
It's called layering.
Right.
It's called layering.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. So guys, we'll end in a minute, okay? So the Arab lobby in America and influence over the US. We're only going to do a couple more slides. So lost in all the controversy over the mosque is the fact that the Arab lobby is one of the strongest in America. Even stronger than Israel, says a controversial new book by Alan Dershowitz on how Arab governments influence US politics. It's time to silence the Saudi lobbying machine in Washington. If Saudi Arabia murdered a Virginia resident, the kingdom must pay, that was Adnan Khashoggi. But let's just say he wasn't exactly a good guy either. According to a new report from Foreign Influence Transparency Initiative, firms under the Foreign Agents Registration Act have reported receiving more than $40 million from Saudi Arabia in 2017 and 18. Saudi lobbyists have contacted Congress, the executive branch, media outlets, and think tanks more than 4,000 times.